Hey garden friends, welcome on back to Flower Patch. Again, another weekly garden tour. Isn't the summer flying by? This is for the second week of July in the Secret Cottage garden. And it's just even changed since then. It's been a week since I've done this. I'm getting behind on posting these weekly garden tours, but you're gonna love it. I talked through some changes I'm going to make or need to make and all of that. So come on along on this weekly garden tour where I share how the Secret Cottage garden is coming along. Well, good morning, flower friends. It is the beginning of the second week of July and we're going to do the Secret Cottage garden. Yesterday I did the Rose Cottage garden a little bit later in the day. So I'm going to do this now, and if I find later in the day it looks better because the light is a little better, I'll do another one. But for now, let's get going on the Secret Cottage garden and Primrose Cottage garden for this beginning of the second week of July. I'm loving these weekly garden tours. They're really helping me to keep a journal. And by posting them and telling them I'm going to post them, it keeps me doing it even on days I'm really wanting to do something else. So it's a win-win. So down here, we're going to first go Primrose Cottage. Here is Primrose Cottage patio garden, and I added this little fountain. The hummingbirds love it. I showed it going in my Rose Cottage garden tour. So this is all good. Now here is the Aquilegia columbine. It was the blue one, and it's going to seed. Can you see the little black things? That's the seeds. I need to cut those off and put them in an envelope to finish drying. I deadheaded this rose. Look, I did stake up this black-eyed Susan, and look at this. It's such a beautiful one. Now, the ones that grow in my garden right now are all self-seeded, so they came from ones that had cross-pollinated, so I never know what color I'm going to get. Some are shorter petaled, some are longer petaled, some are yellow, some have little touches of the orange in it, or burnt red. So it's always an exciting surprise. Now, many of the things over here are either self-seeded or returned. I'm continuing to train this rose. Whenever it throws out a cane into the pathway, I tie it up to the trellis. Yeah, oh, look, the purple rooster monarda is blooming. Isn't that beautiful? I'm loving the bench here because it provides like a support, a backdrop, because these would flop because they do reach for the sun during the day. This gets shaded between 2 and 4. And I don't know when exactly. I should pay attention when the sun hits in the morning. So here's the larkspur, beautiful blue. All of this is self-seeded. There's a little pocket down here that I need to fill in. I'm supposed to get the compost this coming Monday. And I'm letting these foxgloves, oh, these were the beautiful peachy pink ones that were so soft. And look at there. Yeah, I'm going to collect some of these as well to spread in other parts of the garden. And being that it cross-pollinated with the other foxgloves, I don't know exactly what color I'll get. Maybe I'll get the same color. I am surprised with the the extreme heat we've been having, that this Japanese maple has not gotten fried, but I must be giving it enough water. Now I put one of my zucchinis in here, and I'm glad I did. The other two got eaten by bugs, but this one they didn't get into. And one of my seed-grown petunias, doing beautiful. And here's my demi-tasse rose. Now it doesn't like the heat, so you can see how it singes the flowers. And back here, work in progress still. Down there's the back lane garden that I'm deciding to work on. It's going to be just the extras from the other garden. Now look at this. This is one of the crazy daisies. Do you see how different this is than the others? Look at this little moth. That's the beauty of crazy daisies. You grow from seed. You never know what you're going to get. I just see one of those stupid rose weevils. I haven't seen any of them in a while. Okay, I killed them. Yes. Death in the garden. All right, this bed, you're probably bored to death of me saying I haven't seeded it yet. I am going to seed it towards fall with the cool flowers. The seeds will overwinter and then they'll just come up. That's my plan anyways. I could put stuff in there. I had at the Lowe's visit, I had looked at the vinca and I was going to get it to put in this little quarter barrel, and I totally walked out and forgot it. So I was thinking, why buy something? I got so many seeds that I could go ahead and seed this and just watch it grow, whatever I decide to seed in it. I'm going to go through my seeds and do that. Just grow something from seed. I got plenty. I don't need to spend money on plants. So all along here doing beautifully. And let's head on over to the secret cottage garden. Now, I've been pruning back things that need it, deadheading, etc. And I brought in some mulch to put down. This area is super sandy, so adding the mulch helps to bulk up the soil where it'll hold moisture better and build it. I need to build the soil, so as well as I'll get that turkey compost next week, and I'll add that too. But here's the pathway coming in. Volunteer larkspur, just brightening it up. I've been deadheading it so it continues to bloom. Now, I was pulling out this grass. I thought, where did this grass come from? And you see that? It's the galaxy grass that I had planted in a bed because it's so beautiful. And it's those little sparklies. And it reseeded all over the place. Right here in the pathway. I have to pull off that branch. So I'm letting it go to enjoy the little sparklies. And then I'll pull it out. And I'll probably seed in here with some thyme or something tough. This elephant thyme's just not doing it. You see how it gets all yucky? It was really pretty at first. I think it's because it doesn't like hot sun. Or it doesn't get too much water here because this doesn't get very much water. But out front, where I have it in the entrance garden by the pond, it does just gorgeously, and it gets very little, if any, water. And so, yeah. So here's that galaxy grass. See how that does? It's got those beautiful little sprays. Yeah, that's all volunteer. I think my pansies have bit the dust. Or they just not, we got to 102 yesterday. And then today's supposed to be similar. So, yeah, it's going to be another hot one. And so the pansies just aren't liking that. But that's okay. The petunias will fill in. So I know I had planted an aronium there. And it's barely hanging on. It just gets too hot. Now there's one in here. And it's doing fine. But I planted it last fall. Get the alyssum back. See? And I just love that. I need to weed in this area desperately. It's been so hot that I really try not to come out here too much. I do keep cool. I work in the shade. I drink lots of fluids if it's hot. But my husband worries, and he's constantly coming out to find me, making sure I haven't keeled over from heat stroke when I'm out here during the day. But the heat doesn't really bother me. I was thinking that tree was doing okay, and I see a dead branch on it. I need to maybe move it more into the shade. That's a Japanese maple. A seedling I grew from seed, and here's another one. I did move that one over into the shade, so they weren't suffering at first, but I see now they may be stressing a bit. So I can move them. Down here, these are recovering. They are putting on new leaves that are looking good, not the spiky things. So maybe we've got some success there. The strawberries, these are the ever sweet. I've been looking for more. I think they're putting out babies rather than putting on more fruit. Look at heat. This is one of those volunteer poppies in the path that I just let go. It's not really in my way. It's staying upright, not flopping. But look at the bees. I mean, that's one of those plants that the bees love. So it's staying. My lilies are getting a little scorched in this heat. Those are beautiful. I have more of those planted around. I have some in pots and some in the ground. I'll show you the difference between them. The circle garden, this does run all day long, and I think that helps the plants around here because sometimes it sprays over. That's why it's not full. And you see that circle? That was, I used to have a potted plant here, and that was in it. And now whenever I turn on the irrigation, it just fills this container. Now something has been roaming through here or laying in here, and I don't know what it is. But I was going to pull out these anyways and clear this pathway to the tool shed. So back here is where I've been working. And I've been pulling things out, trimming them back. I got irrigation to that rose. It's already looking a lot better. The dahlias down there are coming along. There is the one Bobo hydrangea that's doing fine. On one side, I want to take it out and put it in a container to make sure it lives. And the other, I'm thinking, oh, it's doing so well, maybe I should leave it alone. So you tell me what you think. Should I dig it up and put it in a big pot, or should I let it see how it fares there? Okay, so here's the mulch. This is really pathway ground cover. I love it for that, but it's so fine that it also makes a great, great mulch. So I was going to put it in along here and in this bed over here. Sorry if I made that go. Now here is a pot of petunias that I grew from seed. I just love that color. Isn't that gorgeous? These are a wave petunia. I can't remember which color it's called, but if you look on Park Seeds or whatever, they have all kinds under wave petunias, and you can find it very, very easily. This is calamintha that I grew from seed and put in here. This fall, I'm going to divide these and spread them all the way around the circle garden. So all this will be this. And I'm going to also divide some more catmint and nepeta and put it around with it. I already have all the boxwoods that I grew from cuttings. Some I just poked in the ground here, and others I actually did cuttings in containers, little containers. And you can see how they're filling in. I will prune them back come fall, and so they'll bulk up. I'm not going to let them get any taller than the rim of the circle garden, that little metal ring. I still haven't, I'm going to get some stones for this. I've got to find out where I can get a permit where I can collect them from high up on the mountain. You get a permit and you can go out and gather rocks in certain areas. I'd rather gather them myself. I could go down to a landscaper and buy them, but if I can collect them, I think that would be much more enjoyable. Now see, here's some of the same lilies that are over there in this bed. Yeah, this one I propped this up because it was flopping into the path, and I wanted to be able to have the alyssum fill in. So, and this wire thing here has just been sitting here. I need to move it. Sorry. There's my Monarda. That's the Proven Winners. Pardon my purple, I do believe. And I do like it because it stays shorter and it doesn't flop and it doesn't run. Firefighter Rose. That's my only hybrid tea. Hybrid teas do not usually do well for me, but that one is so special. It has the most heavenly scent. Look at that lily. I love lilies. Lilies do great for me, but the gophers ate a bunch of mine. I had hundreds, and the gophers ate them. Here's this little Bill Wallace hardy geranium came up from seed there. You see, here's a bit of my, this is pink chintz thyme, and it's barely hanging on. I've been trying to squirt it down well during the heat, because this is very sandy soil. It does not retain moisture. Now here's where Patricia, the tall hardy geranium, was. It gets too big for this space, so this is going to get moved, and so does Orion. Orion's back in there. I may leave Orion for now and move Patricia, but I may move both. So my iceberg rose is finally taking off. It likes the heat. Roses do like the heat, and it takes a while for it to get really warm here. The birds are coming for goodies in there. I'm scaring them. But that's okay. I'll be done here in a minute. Here's the purple rooster, Monarda, over here. This is the one that I took cuttings or divisions from to put over beside Primrose Cottage. All of these larkspur are self-seeded. You see the seed pods here? I will come in and cut those out. That way it'll continue to bloom. But anyways, this is the area that I'm going to put a couple of containers that have things blooming, because you see how bare it is right at this moment. And that's how I pull in some more color. This is my Daisy May daisy. Look at that. Perfect landing spot for Mr. B. Yep, this is Rose Campion. This self-seeded or itself, and doing beautiful. Look at there. This rose is just gorgeous. Kiss of Desire in a container down there. I had to, because of the gophers. I'm finding ways to thwart them. Down here is some oxalis. Now this is not the kind that is weedy, a weed. This actually has a pretty pink blooms. I need to trim it back and it will rebloom. That's a little aster there. And I think it's rooted through the bottom of that pot. And this is from my Crazy Daisies. Well, actually, this one was from the front, and it was a short growing daisy. It's like 12 inches. That's what I wanted here. And as you can see, this is more than 3 feet tall. And actually, it must have reverted back rather than staying small. So that one is the Rose Campion, but in white. Has a little bit of pink right in the center. So in here, I can see a little soil disturbance, you see down there. And that is the gopher. So far he's left this rose alone. This is Sexy Rexy. And back here, I want this right down here is agrostoma. Hopefully those will bloom soon. Those are usually a cool flower. Like they like to bloom earlier in spring, and mine just, I don't know. As I said, it takes a while to get warm here. So look at these lilies. See how tall they are? They are 4 feet tall. And that over there is the same lilies. And they are in 1 gallon pots. And you see how much shorter they are than this one. So far the gopher has left this one alone, but I'm not holding my breath. It did overwinter here. I was just testing to see if it would leave it alone. They are picky, choosy. They go around and decide on a certain plant, and that's what they eat. So my white zinnias coming up. I have several more down in there. So my idea, I was going to finish that, on this would be to plant these in the ground, but maybe have a big gopher cage that I put in the ground so that they can really, benefit from being in the soil without risking them being eaten. Or I could just take a chance, put them in the ground. If I lose them, I think the bag was $12 for all of these lilies. There's more over there, over here, and I had some over there. Oh, wait, there's a hummingbird. He is loving on. Oh, the geranium over there. I plopped that there because I needed to get it out of the greenhouse. It was too hot for it, and he's loving it. I have tons of hummingbirds. Another one, I overwintered geraniums. I do have a blog post and video on 4 ways to overwinter geraniums. These are looking sad because I kept them too long in the greenhouse. I didn't plop them out here. So the red campion, Silene. I did deadhead, and it's flushing out with new blooms. My poor tree there, it doesn't look like it's getting scorched too bad. It's just changing colors. I was afraid it was getting scorched. That heuchera is always so gorgeous. That must be the perfect spot for it. None of my others are doing as beautifully. Okay, I don't think I did this side. This Gara I just put here is supposed to stay short. I have some of the Mystic Spires plopped in there. This is an echinacea, beautiful echinacea that the gophers have left alone. One year they went through and ate them all. My Shaggy Maggie Aglaya Daisy. Isn't that gorgeous? That only comes from divisions. It will not reseed. And look at this. My sweet pea, I think that's watermelon. This Nicotiana, usually they get huge. It'll get bigger through the season. Look at this lily up here. It's looking a little stressed. I think, yeah, it's in a pot, but I think it gets plenty of moisture. I'll make sure it does. I'll double check that. My Colette, which I was thinking I was going to move, it looks like it's finally recovering. It is not very cold hardy, but now it's recovering. I need a deadhead so all the blooms can shine. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? This delphinium. I'm not sure which one this is. It's struggling here, so I think I'm going to have to move it. This is where Pagan Purple was, and it was so gorgeous. And then it disappeared, which my suspicions, of course, are the gophers. So my James Galway rose, I pulled this up here because where it was at, it wasn't getting enough sun. So now I need to decide where I want to put it. I'm thinking I'll put it back there with the other Hyde Hall, like kitty corner from it. And they're both pink, so I think they both would do well back there. But I also have a crepe myrtle, a lavender crepe myrtle, and I'm deciding where to put it. So the roses along here, they've gotten singed, but they'll rebloom. I'll just deadhead. See, they're just singed. Now look at these, got little buds. This one is 16 candles. It's got deeper red flowers, and then this one, I want to say Malmaison something. I can't remember. Yeah, very heavily scented. Beautiful. But they do, they're vintage roses. They can get powdery mildew very easy. Let's see. You can see I was out here filming. We were doing some things. Yep, another volunteer larkspur. The bees love it. The hummingbirds also love larkspur. You think they're attracted to red. You should see how they go for blue. And this is Black-eyed Susan, of course, but look at this. This is my Lauren's grape poppy. I threw the seeds out this last winter when there was snow on the ground. And here these took. I did throw some down here too, but I didn't see any come up. And look at my early girl tomato. I think I might actually get ripe tomatoes before August. That's unusual for me. And a volunteer morning glory. Gorgeous. All right. You may notice something different back there. Those are 2 containers that are self-watering that a friend gave to me. And I can't wait. My husband said he's going to level the area over there to put them so that they water efficiently, because it needs to be level for the water to get to all the plants. Okay, let's go to the bespoke greenhouse and see what's going on over here. Oh, I wanted to share this with you. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? That is my worm bin. I got to put it in a chicken pen, and I have red wigglers that grow. They make their home and underneath the chicken litter in the chicken pen. And I want to be able to save like the juice and stuff, and then because if I put them in this and then feed them, then I'll be able to get the worm dirt, etc. And I have all the pieces, and it works great. I just need to get it done. So much I need to get done. But I grew this from seed. This is, I do believe, green envy, echinacea, and then I had plopped it here to protect it because this bed has wire running underneath it, and I didn't want the gophers to eat it. And then look at this one. It's got like a double flower, and I don't remember what this one is because I started pulling them up, or the ones I grew from seed, plopping in here to protect them when the gophers went crazy eating all my echinaceas last year. Look at these. Aren't these the most fantastic poppies? I just love these. I threw a packet in here last winter, and yes, I am in love. I am definitely going to save the seeds. Right here's a seed pod. The seed pods are pretty too. And go crazy. This is my basil. Doesn't it look gorgeous? I have a seedling that came up down there. I seeded a bunch, and that's the only one that came up. Yeah, I'm going to take some of this to make caprese salad with. A friend gave me a bag of basil. She's much farther ahead. I'm going to show you her garden too. And yeah, and I made pesto right away. I love pesto. In the winter, it's such a taste of summer. Now, the bugs have eaten my peppers. This thing, I finally figured out it's the roly-polies They're thick in here. And this is the only pepper that hasn't been eaten by them. And this is my tiny Tim tomato. That's the same one as I have up in the containers in the Vigo self-watering tomato planters. So in here, of course, are my tomatoes in here. Now I did bring forward this wire mesh, and you see that up there? I hung it on hooks so I could pull it away from the wall so I can weave the tomatoes through it. It's a very sturdy support. Now sometimes the tomatoes get much taller, so then I'll have to weave them along here too. But that's a-okay. If I get tomatoes, last year I got tomatoes through November, so it was well worth it to me. And surprisingly, this stays cooler. You'd think with the clear roof that it wouldn't, but when it's super hot out, this diffuses the sunlight enough, and between the two doors, the open door here and this open door here, there's a breeze that blows through. And I came in here yesterday afternoon, and it was very tolerable. I thought, oh no, everything in here is getting cooked. And it's not. I think also the moist soil. So I have 2 cucumbers. I got to pull up the Morning Glory over there. Uh-oh. This thing's looking like it's getting cooked. The flowers didn't like this heat. Or else it just needs to be deadheaded. This one's getting ready to bloom. These are all cuttings I started. I got the cuttings back in fall. Not fall, February. Okay. Yep. Some weeding I need to do in there. Still haven't figured out what happened to my clover. But that's okay. I may just put some of the bark pathway stuff down and be done with it. Not worry about it right through here. So, my friends, like I said, we're still working on that area, and I'll share it when I get done. But I just take one thing at a time, and it's kind of hard in the excess heat right now to be out here as much as I would like. So I'm trying to catch up on things at my computer and etc. and use the time that way so that when it does cool down, I can come on out here. Whoops. Come on out here and enjoy. But it's still beautiful, even if it's not completely, what do I say, tidy, neat, what have you. You know me. I don't worry about that before I share. Now this pathway, I have more flagstones, like the flagstone up there. And, you know, as before, I keep debating with myself about just graveling it between the pavers or go ahead and try to do the ground covers between the stepping stones. Either way, there's maintenance. Like even in gravel, weeds come up because, you know, you get debris that falls in the stone, it deteriorates, creates soil, and then the seeds take, and then you have to weed it. So, anyways, this is Secret Cottage Garden. This second week of July, early morning, and everything is doing gorgeous. Look at my container. This is just been exactly what I wanted when I wanted this summer container with the yellow and the blue. Just beautiful. There's the little alyssum that I let stay in there. Let me see, where could I find the, oh, there it is. The sedum. And I pulled that up from down here. I love that too. And it will live through the winter there, so it'll just keep on going. So, yep. Much to do, but I love doing it. So look at this. This is one of my, what is that? I got that at the bargain rack of Lowe's. I got to remember the name of it. It's a hydrangea, but it's like one of the ones that we'll put up with. Oh, Summer Crush. That's right. I leave the tags anymore. Summer Crush. Endless Summer. And that's the raspberry red color. Not red, but you know, pink. And yep, it came through that freeze that we had, the late freezes. And now it's blooming. So that is a winner for me. The other hydrangeas, they don't bloom for me because of the late freezes. So Those ones I have, I am giving away to those who live in a lower zone, lower area that doesn't get as hard a freeze as late in the spring. So, alrighty then, by next week, this will look dramatically different. I shouldn't say dramatically, it will look different because of the things I'm doing and working out here, just enjoying. All right, friends, I'll see you in my next video. No telling what I'll have for you. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the Secret Cottage Garden for the second week of July, and the third week's coming up. It is just amazing at how fast time is flying, and I've not gotten to a bazillion things I said I was going to do, but that's okay. I am just rolling with the punches and enjoying things as I go. So I hope you do the same in your garden, and don't stress the small things. Just enjoy each and every plant for all of its virtues. Look past all of the things that's bugging you. I just videoed the third week of July garden tours, and in 2 of them, I caught a gopher chewing up an iris, and I show you what it looks like. Not the gopher, but what the iris looks like as it's chewing on it. And hopefully, I haven't reviewed it yet. You can hear the sound he makes. It sounds like, to me, Bugs Bunny chomping a carrot. But anyways, so that's next time. Yeah, I just finished up my how to prune roses in 5 minutes or less. And you know what? I didn't do the demo. I was going to demonstrate from start to finish in 5 minutes, not editing, but pruning a rose. And I failed to include that. So that will be coming up probably in the fall, the later fall, when I actually do hard prune most of my roses. So I will see you next time.